So your filter lid is leaking. First thing we want to do is we want to make sure it's not our air release. You can see the seams in our filter, and right here down the middle is a common place for your Pentair filter to start leaking. First thing we want to do is remove our filter after we verify the leak. Open our air release, come off with our lid. Gonna go ahead and clean our filter. You can see right here in this seam is where it's leaking, right here. It'll also leak right here down the middle, or in this seam right here. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove our filter. Clean this bad boy up. Now we got our clean filter. Gonna go ahead and seat that down, slide it straight down your core. Should in place. Always want to make sure the top is correct. Now would be a great time to lube our O-ring. I'm using the lube tube. We also recommend the Magic Lube. If you're gonna do this, might as well do it right. I'm gonna take the corner right here, put it up under our O-ring, pop our O-ring up, come up. You're gonna take your rag and run one of through your fingers, clean that O-ring off really good. You can see all the lube we've put on there. Taking that off, we want a clean O-ring. You want to basically go through this rag and have as little black coming off as possible. Then you want to take this, want to go inside the track, want to clean off any dirt that may be in there. Also go ahead and take away any of that old lube. That's going to trap dirt and cause it to leak. Nothing like before. And you can feel the slickness of this O-ring now. I can feel all the grit stuck on it before. About that much lube. And when you take the O-ring off, you're able to lube the front and back side of that O-ring. We just have a slickness to the O-ring now. We're going to go ahead and go on the filter. Now this filter is about done. And go around here. If you had a brand new filter, it might be a good idea to pull it off of there before you take and put on the O-ring, so you don't get a little bit of grease on your filter. Here's our brand new lid. Link below. You need to make sure if you're doing this lid, the 150 and the 200 square foot filter are gonna have the same lid, and then our 100 square foot filter is gonna have a different size lid. It's not gonna be as tall. You can also get yourself a air release kit, link below. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so we got our new lid, nice and clean, beautiful. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our air release from this lid and our pressure gauge and put it on here. If your pressure gauge or air release didn't work, that's a good reason to have your kit and just go ahead and make everything brand new. These air releases will give out every so often, probably got 3 to 5 year lifespan. So we're just gonna use this one. Whenever it does wear out, we'll replace it for them. What we're gonna do is lefty loosey. Oh man. She was stuck on there pretty good. This is just gonna have an O-ring on it. Just gonna clean that, put a little fresh lube on it. Gonna go and righty-tighty right in there. You just want to tighten this till it stops and then give it a little more of a crank. Ideally, you want to make this air release so it's not pointing right into our pressure gauge, even if it's just slightly off. So when we open this, it's not blowing right into our pressure gauge. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our pressure gauge out of here. Lefty loosey. You want to make sure this works before you even go through the hassle, or you could just chuck this in the trash. These are really cheap. We got a link below for you. But the pressure gauge doesn't have an O-ring on it. So when we come off of here, and this does work, we did verify that when we just clicked it on. You actually need some Teflon tape for our pressure gauge. So this is junk. So you would take your Teflon tape off, put new Teflon tape on. Always spin your Teflon tape clockwise. With this, it just looks worn out. So I'm gonna get them a new one. In our kit, this is gonna be our pressure gauge. See, it looks much better. Like I said, these aren't expensive at all, so. And this is probably the most common thing to break on our filter. So we'll just go ahead and replace it. Like I said, we want to start our Teflon tape. I'm going to start it clockwise. Now I'm going to put three to four wraps on this. Now we're going to take our pressure gauge. Go righty-tighty. This is the tricky part. We want to make sure it's straight up and down. It's very easy to cross-thread it in there, and it will cross-thread. So you want to just keep it as straight as possible. Get those threads started. Now when I turn this, we're gonna try and keep this out of the direction of our air release. So quickest way to ruin your pressure gauge is filling it full of water. Before we put our band on, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna clean in here as well. Gotta keep our brand new lid looking nice and shiny. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our air release, if it isn't already. We're gonna push our lid down. When we push it down, I'm gonna go ahead and close our air release. That should hold it on. Sometimes when you get it really clean, it wants to pop up, but you can see it's flush. Then we're gonna take our band, we're gonna spin it counterclockwise till it falls into place, and then we're gonna do a half turn. Let's turn it on and see if it worked. So right now you would hear the air hissing if it was leaking. We can see our pressure gauge is quite high. So that would have led to this bad boy breaking on us. Now this lid actually does have a different design. That seam isn't as tight. It's actually a more rounded seam in that lid. So maybe Pentair thought, hey, how can we fix this? And they did it. Or maybe that's just prepared to break too. We'll see. But that seam right there isn't as tight of a ridge as this one. And they also put a sticker over the middle here. So if that splits, the sticker's gonna hold it together, hopefully. We can only hope. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna release the air. Put our pressure gauge. Make sure your air release locks. You'll feel that last bit of a turn and you'll actually feel it click. If you don't feel it click, stick your head down here and you'll actually see the ball going into place, locking itself in. Now that's how you install a Pentair Clean and Clear filter lid. If this video brought you value, please leave a comment or share with a friend. We really appreciate it.